Hi guys, my name is Oshun the Great, and welcome to my beautiful channel. So today, something that I want to talk about is apparently the rapper and singer Left Eye. When she was alive, she knew too much. And I was watching this very great commentary channel. Uh, I think it's Kareem Allure. Oh, fuck, I need to know these people's names. If I find it, yes, I will put it in the channel. But basically, this commentary was saying that, and mind you, she has a little bias in my opinion because she's a Christian content creator. A lot of content, religious content on here, they like to use certain pop culture or stories to sway people to be more on their team, which I'm not mad at them. I just don't feel the need. If I have a belief, I just don't feel the need to like recruit people. I feel like truth is something that sticks and everything else falls away, but to each his and her own. And part of the things that like rub me the wrong way is Left Eye. I feel like she was troubled in one sense, like she had like alcohol problems. She had like anger problems, all these issues. I don't know if she had like mental health issues, but I think this creator was trying to allude to like, well, she shouldn't been into the occult, and this wouldn't have happened to her. And I think that's easy to say. Again, it's easy to say to have people on the team of religion, but I wholeheartedly believe religion is kind of the same way sometimes when it comes to like cult, like having cult culture where they don't want people to think and ponder for themselves. And something that's been taught in within the Bible, for example, is that like knowledge is kind of like sinful. Seeking your own personal knowledge is sinful. And so this creator was basically saying that Left Eye, she shouldn't have been like soul searching or seeking too much. And this is the type of scripture that's taught where you don't want people to think for themselves. And so again, making literally something like just knowledge and wanting to know more sinful. And so I don't believe her being into things like numerology, different religions, different cultures. I don't think that she should have cut herself off from learning all these things because we're supposed to be worldly in a way where we can collaborate in the world. We can know people's cultures and spirituality and religion so that we can coexist in this world in harmony, in my opinion. So we know how to respect each other. And sharing culture, ideas, ideologies, and things like that is very a good thing. And even as me being like an oracle and a spiritualist, which some people would say is demonic, it is ideal to have as much knowledge as possible. And so I don't think for me, for example, Left Eye was troubled because she was just obsessed with seeking. Again, seeking is not sinful. I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. And so on the other end of the spectrum, she knew too much. She could have very well knew too much in being in the industry. I think she was a very gifted soul. Just because you're troubled doesn't mean that you deserve what you got or whatever. And I do think she was highly like she was gifted like with so much light. And I think that she crossed like yes, she was in all this occult and everything, but she also probably tempted the fate of the industry. Like even my Islam teacher at the time when I was in Islam, she brought up the fact that she had this deal at the end of her life where she wanted to be like this mega star. And the irony of that is like declaring something like that on your own accord, that could ruffle the feathers in like a competitive mindset in the within the industry. Like, oh, we need to get rid of this person because they're just doing the most. And the irony, I think her last album was like something in relation to like when a star meets its like last phase before it burns out. So that's creepy. um, but yeah, I don't think that she had all this trouble from the occult, but I can pull a few cards. Even like Aaliyah, we found out that she liked the occult even in a dark way, I guess. I don't deny it. Like people like to mess in the occult. Maybe we don't always know what we're doing. I know when I was like a few years into tarot reading, I was into the love and light side and very unprotected. Thought I knew everything. Was humbled really quick. So I don't doubt that it could be true, but knowledge itself is just not sinful. So let's see. Sorry, I'm like eating in between these videos. Um, so and funny is like my spirituality is really eclectic, so it's really hard to explain to people. Like I'm about to ask Allah for protection, so may Allah protect me. May God protect me. The God that messes with me, protect me and just tell me like a few things that was going on with Left Eye. Like, was she really troubled from all the seeking? Did she opens up something that she couldn't handle? Is there something hidden that we don't know? Vice versa, the industry, her own fate, because how she even passed was very eerie. Of like being in a car accident, and it's just all these singers and stuff kind of predict their own deaths. Very crazy. Um, yeah, some really dark cards that come up right off the bat. I do think I don't know. Right off the bat, I get like depression comes up. So maybe she was just like I don't know, really depressed by the time she passed. Um some of it could allude to like she wasn't happy in the entertainment world anymore. Like it wasn't feeding her soul and spirit anymore. Like it wasn't giving her much depth. And I think she was really intelligent and really a genius way before her time. And I think that's what causes a lot of issues. You know, obviously, again, she had a lot of other issues. But I don't doubt, like, when people are ahead of their time, you can kind of feel crazy on top of everything. You can be painted out to be crazy. Um, when you're a genius or you're smarter than your peers or people around you, even, and you got to kind of like bottle that up or like a lot of that caused a lot of depression or detachment problems with her. And I don't think she knew at the time like how to put into words or articulate it, but it was just something you have to get used to in the entertainment industry, like to go along to get along, and that's pretty sad. Like I don't think what we saw was like a fraction of who she really was. Obviously, it's hiding in it. We saw a fraction, and I think part of her lineage was actually from Mexico, so that's pretty interesting. Um, we only saw a fraction of who she was. Like she was much deeper. She held back a lot. She felt she had to dumb herself down. I think she was just ahead of her time in a lot of ways, and it caused her to act out in a way. And so the hangman is like, maybe some of the people she wasn't hanging around, she wasn't necessarily around the right people. Um, maybe all her peers and stuff she couldn't really trust. Maybe the people in those circles were kind of sketchy. Like her intuition would not let up on that. Like it would not let her see lies and accept lies. And that can make you pretty problematic in itself to be around. And it's easy to say when your intuition is on point, it's easy to say someone is crazy. Um, yeah, and by the end of her time, her life and stuff, she had it felt like ruffled a lot of people's feathers. Again, not that that's an excuse to for anyone to get what they deserved. Something that's weird, a trend that I'm noticing too in the industry is that like if you look at people who are famous and you'll see a lot of people close to them got killed or died, and I'm really starting to think that's eerie. like it's almost like you get to pick like who you want to get rid of in order to ascend higher, and like people you never think of is just coming to my mind lately. It's pretty wild. So it could have been a ritualistic sacrifice in a way. In the industry in the cult, um, there's like no rules. Like when you're in that world, I do think you're like opening yourself up to um, maybe more mishaps and more like because it's free game. You get to like pick and choose who you want to sacrifice and everything. I think she was like opening herself up in that regard. I don't think it was just her own practices alone. Basically, the entertainment industry is very fucking dark, and unfortunately, she was just part of that. Um, she did have a lot of jealousy projected onto her in the industry because she was very, 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 very talented, especially in rap. And rap is known to be a very like boys club, and so she had a lot of attention in that way. Maybe again ahead of her time, because how many rap women you know that was like going that hard at the time, and now the rap women we get now are like a lot of times cookie cutter. So she was getting a lot of envy and evil eye and jealousy. Um, Again, a lot of it, she was young and naive to a lot of things. Like she didn't know how to handle everything or how to protect herself. Because once you're in it, you're just like she's saying like spiraling. Um, it was a lot of chaos magic in that world. A lot of darkness. A lot of she said like backstabbing. Even people she said was her friends, she knew they were like lying. She's very blunt. um, let's see. What else she say? Um, yeah, she doesn't like being painted as just crazy. Like it's more to the story. Um, what else? She feels like in the industry there was someone definitely blocking her from ascending in a higher way, and so um, she's joking. He who shall not be named. Like I'm not even gonna throw names out there, but like she's joking. Like yeah, it was some handlers or something, or like people who just didn't want her, like who wanted to block her. And at that time, I swear it felt like there were a lot of feminine energy being sacrificed, along with like Aaliyah and things like that. They were just like picking on them for some reason. I don't know. Um, Funny enough, she says no hard feelings. Like I think it was just a mix of being misunderstood, also just not having the proper guidance and tools necessary to, she said, like master this lifetime. But she did a lot. She accomplished a lot, and she's very proud of like what she did and what she achieved and what she stood for and the messaging. And yeah, um, So this card makes me feel like, I don't know. I get the words rest in peace. I don't know if she's like in peace or like she's like I'm easy. Like it's just it kind of is what it is, or like she really wants to emphasize to people like to stand in your truth no matter what, even if they think you're crazy. Like stand 10 toes down even till you die. And she says everything truth always comes to light, and so people can try to like deface your name, your character, and everything, but truth comes to light regardless. So she's like rest easy that truth always comes to light. mm. And I think ultimately she had faith, like regardless of her spirituality, she lived her life based on faith. um I think she kind of alludes to the feeling like she did what she came here to do in her time period. So a lot of things we think when people pass, she was really good at speaking about death. She's saying we think when people pass early that it was like something they did, like something to be punished for. But I think she said she she actually decided. I don't know if she's saying she decided her death, which is wild. She said that, oh, wow, her channeling is so strong. Because I'm learning to trust myself too. She said that she actually made an oath that once she completed everything she was supposed to do on this planet, she wouldn't be afraid to die. And she was at peace in that way. Maybe a little fearful of how it would happen or the pain, but she was already making peace. And again, I think she was very prophetic in that way, having a lot of dreams and visions and guys that were kind of working with her. I had a friend who talked a lot about death too, and I think her guy, like some people just have those guys that were like working with them up until that point to help them transcend and cross over. And she believed that you don't really die; you just become part of the whole plan of the space we all take up. And then the outcome, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, she's just saying, yeah, there's definitely shady shit that happens in the industry that made her more vulnerable or susceptible to the accident, maybe, or like um, people playing God or tempting fate. And obviously, she thinks that she could have been more clear or more mm, discerning or like more vigilant. And so she's just saying that, like, not trusting people so much. Um, but it's funny because she's saying she had fun. So overall, I don't know if she'll do it again, but she said she had fun. And then the outcome is Page of Wands. Yeah, she's kind of loving the idea of being an ancestor and being like a role model that people look up to. She's in my mind's eye, she's kind of like playing like enjoying that side of life and transcending spiritually. So it's kind of cool. She comes up very like angelic, and she says she's having fun in the evolution of life and evolving spiritually till this day, which is pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, I think she might be right. There is no such thing as dying. The physical body dies, but she's just saying she's having fun still. So yeah, that's it. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of painting as someone is crazy, obviously, but yeah. We shall see if I'll do more on this. May Allah bless his reading, close the portal, bless all of us watching, and till later.